is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
In college basketball, Norm Stewart's Missouri Tigers started the week 11-10 and going nowhere. But they had a chance to go somewhere against the top-ranked Jayhawks of the University of Kansas. At the end of regulation, Vaughn missed the free throw. LaFrance the putback, and they would go to overtime. At the end of OT, Vaughn with a chance to win it. The shot won't go, and they will go to double overtime. At the end of that period, Kansas an apparent steal. Corey Tate finds a handle. The jump shot and the winner. Missouri knocks off number one. Today, can they take down number two?
Let's hoop it up! We'll be jamming. Hoop it up all weekend long. Yeah, we're gonna drive it all high. Gonna rock till the cows come home.
Welcome to Payne-Weber College basketball on ABC Sports. We're at the Hearn Center in Columbia, Missouri. It's the Giant Killers. The Tigers of MU take on the second-ranked Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Hi, everybody. Along with Dick Vitale, I'm Roger Twibell. After that win over Kansas, this becomes a big game, Dick.
Well, it's a major game, no question about it. Missouri has to win here if they want to remain in a hunt for an NCAA bid. They beat number one Kansas. Can they beat number two? Beat Wake Forest. On the other side, Wake Forest wants to be number one for the first time in the history of the school. To make that happen, they got to beat Missouri here and hope that Kansas gets beat by Iowa State.
5 of the top 10 have gone down this week. Wake Forest and Missouri coming up next.
He didn't want to be tied to a desk. When he started his business, he was already looking 20 years ahead. When you're 25, who takes the long view? Or finds a broker who actually asks, where do you want to be? Your business becomes your life. I know that now. He knew it then. And I have a feeling he's still looking 20 years ahead. How's he doing it?
More research, insight, understanding. Payne-Weber. Invest with more intelligence.
Hi. Sorry, never guessed my brakes would go out on the biggest day of my life.
You should have gone to Midas.
That's a very good idea, and I will after this. Hi. You look nice.
For a thorough brake inspection, come to Midas. We'll explain your options. It's the Midas way. A better system for you and your car.
Do you take this man to be your husband?
Midas, auto systems experts.
Is this how you start your day? It's okay. Need a little pick-me-up? Aw. Look, perfect nutrition is for perfect people. Then we don't know any. That's why there's Boost, the delicious shake that's got 25 vitamins and minerals with carbohydrates and protein instead of caffeine for real energy that lasts. So if your day isn't 100% nutritious, maybe it's time for a Boost. Boost, the perfect snack for imperfect people.
Hello, America!
Ask him, what is it like floating in space? What? Do you ever get a chance to sleep?
It used to be that we just launched rockets into space.
This is the scariest moment. What about the whole universe?
Today, through distance learning, MCI can launch entire schools.
Come on and do it. You know there's really nothing to it. It's a lift how you get. It's a rhythm in your step. When you taste the lemon lime, your world comes alive. 'Cause it's cool and it's wonderful and it's totally fine. It's an up thing. Does it every time. Yeah, it's an up thing. It's clear and it's wonderful and it's lemon and lime.
Welcome
Welcome to New York, everyone. I'm John Saunders with the Payne-Weber pregame report. Today we are joined by one of the legendary coaches in all of college basketball, Dale Brown. 44 years in the game, 25 years at LSU, 2 trips to the Final Four, 4 teams in the Final 8. It all comes to an end this season. Welcome for joining us.
Thank you, John. That sounds like an old man you're talking about.
Just listing the accomplishments. We'll hear more from Dale and why he's stepping down at LSU in just a moment. We want to check with scores and highlights right now as we have 1, 2, and 3 in action. You had a chance to play Kansas earlier this year.
I think Kansas is loaded. I think they're not only talented, I think they're veterans, and I think they're hard-nosed players.
Talk about having a tough schedule. Well, later on this week, you get a chance to face Kentucky. Villanova is struggling right now.
Kentucky, again, I think it's going to be Kansas and Kentucky for it all.
And then Illinois against Iowa. Iowa takes it on the chin, but you had a chance again. You played them in Maui.
Yeah, we played them in Maui. Tom's got a bunch of overachievers. I don't think he's got that much talent, but a great coach and great overachievers.
Kejuan Garris at 21 points. Boston College against St. John's. This is Colin Charles out of Toronto with the dish to Zendon Hamilton, who jams it down. Fran Fraschilla says, get back. Scooney Penn driving. You see the time ticking down. The shot doesn't go, but nobody boxes out Mickey Curley. He sticks it back with a second left, and Jim O'Brien comes out with the victory. 81-80 is the final. Daniel Abrams with 23 points, and we'll see at halftime. There's more to come after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Payne-Weber College Basketball on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Payne-Weber. When you invest with Payne-Weber, you invest with more intelligence. NCI. Is this a great time or what? Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. And Discus Athletic Activewear. Discus Athletic, the one thing to wear for every sport.
With its heavy-duty payload and towing capacity, you've got yourself a full-size truck. A Toyota T100, ready to go to work. Yet offers a surprising level of comfort and sophistication.
Mama, don't let your babies grow
The full-size T100 Toyota trucks always come through.
It begins with a step away from the known and a step towards the unknown. It will take you to ports halfway around the world and into uncharted waters deep inside yourself. Above all, it will demand your honor, your courage, and your commitment. It's your journey. Start it in the right direction. Call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Let the journey begin.
Too bad about that headache, hon. I guess we're staying home.
Headache's gone, sweetie.
But you were really hurting.
Took some Tylenol. Extra strength. All gone.
No way.
Just a memory now.
Tylenol did that?
For headaches, Tylenol is recommended the most by doctors.
You are going to love the ballet.
Bring the Tylenol.
Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
Extraordinary things take place in this ordinary town, like Arlene, reaching for her cat. Extraordinary because of minor arthritis pain and the powerful heating relief she gets from ultra-strength Bengay. Turn up the heat on arthritis.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals? Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue #1. So don't send the wrong signals. Get Selsun Power.
ABC Wednesday, there's nothing higher. It's Old Flame Week. Goodness gracious, Grace is going for a ride with a used car salesman.
I was afraid we were going to wake the kids up. They're in Indiana.
Is Dauber falling for his ex-love Judy again? No! An old girlfriend's found the way to Drew's heart through his stomach.
Ribs and ham.
Ellen's caught stealing. Man.
Brian made a pass at me. I blame myself. I've been using this new mango conditioner.
Old Flame Week, hosted by Arsenio and Vivica Fox, Wednesday. 110th consecutive sellout here at the Hearn Center in Columbia, Missouri. 13,000 plus on hand as we take a look at Dave Odom, the head coach at Wake Forest. And Dick, look at the size of that front line.
Well, they're certainly big. There were Woods and Duncan. Woods coming back home to Missouri, was a high school superstar at Cardinal Ritter High School in St. Louis. But you take a look right there at Missouri's starting lineup. They're going to have to get great play out of Thames. Thames is going to have to really be a force inside. He's also going to be asked to check Tim Duncan. Had a big game against Kansas.
Here's what they're playing for, Dick. Kansas playing Iowa State today. Wake Forest number 2, Kentucky number 3. All three of those teams lost this week.
Well, you know, basically we've got a scenario. If Wake wins right now, I really believe, as we look right here, Kansas is up 1 on Iowa State. If Wake wins and Kansas were to get beat, Wake would be number 1. If Kentucky wins and they both lose, Kentucky's number 1.
Kentucky up by 10 over Villanova. You mentioned Thames. He'll probably match up on Tim Duncan today. The first meeting ever between these two teams. The head coaches have met one time before. Three-pointer from the side by Ray won't go.
That's really going to be big in this game. They have to make their perimeter shots. They have to be able to knock down the three-point shot just like Duke did when Duke beat Wake Forest, because you're not going to get anything on the interior.
Paul Castor, Bob Donato, Mike Sansir. I thought Norm Stewart told us these were ACC officials before the game.
They're Big 12 officials, except Bob Donato works in both leagues. He also did a little Big East yesterday. He did the Georgetown-Syracuse game. Look at Davey Odom on that sideline, one of the underrated coaches in America.
Turnover, ball goes to Missouri. Corey Tate, number 32, had the game winner against the Kansas Jayhawks in double overtime Tuesday night here at the Hearn Center. We'll take it inbounds. D.B. Ray, 21, a 5'10" junior college transfer. Grimm, the big 6'10" kid, and there's Sutherland for three-point land, and he knocks it down.
That's what they have to do. He's an outstanding long-range shooter. Inserted back into the starting lineup, had lost his job there as a starter, even though he played well against Kansas.
Ricky Peral, 44. Rutland is 30.
He's the guy that's got to shoot the ball a little bit better. Peral, his outstanding shooter last year, second in the nation shooting the three.
Peral was 51% a year ago from three-point land. He's down to 40% this year. And Dick, you make a good point. They need to get more productivity from him outside.
Well, you know, Roger, what happens if Peral is knocking down that wing jump shot, it opens up passing lanes inside to Duncan. As the high post screen, they like to utilize that a lot.
7 on the shot clock. Rutland inside. The putback won't go by Woods, and Grimm has the rebound. Before we came on, the introduction of the starting lineups, and Woods was heartily booed by this Missouri crowd as the ball taken away inside by Braswell.
Well, you know, the reason he was booed, obviously, he said no to Missouri, so I'm going out of town, and I'm going over to the ACC.
Missouri 12-10 on the year. Wake 18-2.
The one thing about Wake, they really usually execute so well offensively.
And the foul is going to be called on Grimm.
They're really going to jump on him every time he touches the ball. But as a diaper dandy who's played in tough environments in the ACC, for example, wherever you travel in that league, you meet some really, really very loud crowds. I think he'll get acclimated to it.
Woods was moved into the starting lineup, Dick, 6 games ago against Clemson. He's been shooting 60% from the floor since that time.
What makes him so special, he can utilize either hand. He has to obviously get in a weight room, get a little stronger physically. But you know, it's a great learning experience for him. He's playing on a winning team. He's an important part of the team, but he's not the #1 option that he has to carry them because of the presence of Tim Duncan.
68% free throw shooter for this freshman. And he knocks down the second one.
His dad played for Missouri. His dad was only here 1 year, though, left. And I'll tell you one thing, what happened in that situation, he wasn't too happy here, so I guess that played a little part in Mr. Woods going elsewhere. Lamont Turner was his dad's name, 6'9".
Tate will pull up. That's a 2, and he's got it. Corey Tate.
And I know who jumped out of her seat right now, his grandmother. He's so proud of his grandmother, 81 years of age in St. Louis. He told me today what a smile he knows to her face.
Beautiful pass by Duncan, and that's why he leads Wake Forest in assists this year.
Well, he's a great passer. When Corey Tate hit that shot with when he picked up the ball with 5 seconds to beat Kansas, they say his grandmother really erupted. She was saying prayers at home in St. Louis. You know he loves her dearly.
Thames step back. Won't go, and Rutland comes in to get the rebound. How unusual is that for a center to lead a team in assists?
Well, you know, they go to him. Everything goes through Tim Duncan. He's such an excellent passer. He has a great feel for the game. He's so unselfish, Roger. Here he is feeling at the top. There's the anticipation. He dumps it down to his buddy. He's taking this kid under his wings. And remember this, he's only 20 years of age. He will not be 21 until April. Talking Tim Duncan. Unbelievable.
Foul was on Jason Sutherland, his first. There's the turnaround by Duncan. He is so under control, so smooth, and so confident.
Well, he plays with such poise. In that Duke game where they lost, he didn't get a shot in the last 6 minutes, but he missed. And I'll tell you one thing, he'd be the first to say that it hurt his club. He missed 5 good free throws.
Brim for three, won't go, and Duncan with the rebound. He leads the nation in rebounds, averaging over 13 boards a game. No look pass in there, and Woods could not come up with it as Rutland saw him, just couldn't get it there.
How far Wake goes in the postseason will really get down to the guard play of Rutland and Braswell. How well they play will really key whether or not they will challenge for a national title.
11, Joseph Amonette checks into the game for Wake Forest, and they're trying to get the backcourt a little bit more rest. See the turnovers there. Missouri averages 18 turnovers a game. That's the second most of any Norm Stewart team in his head coaching career.
Well, yeah, throughout his era, he usually gets good shot selection, good ball movement. He's got to get good play out of Ray, the junior college player. He's got to give him good ball handling and create some offense. Spacing, they really do a great job. You watch Wake Forest get 15 to 17 feet apart, get good spacing. And remember this, basketball efficiency, offensively and defensively, starts in the middle. And you have a guy like Duncan, you got a great start.
Woods working against Graham.
Oh, what a great fake. Oh, hello. Hello, the All-American. A little high-rise time, a little elevator time. He's a superstar. He's the 3S man. Super, scintillating, sensational. Tim Duncan.
I knew you could do it. Richie Vitale. I knew you could do
Richie,
it.
I go back to New Jersey. That's what my buddies call me. I haven't heard that in a while. Richie.
I'm just setting you up for the ESPYs tomorrow night.
Now watch the fake right here. Now watch him turn. And you'll see the little fake. There's the fake. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Made him leave something on the floor.
His kids are in college. You'd look at him and you'd say, he's got it made. But now it's not about making it. It's about keeping it. You can't assume you're going to coast home from here. He knows that. And his broker must have known it all along. Sure, it's about keeping it. But it's also about enjoying it. How's he doing it?
More research, insight, understanding. Payne Weber. Invest with more intelligence.
Is it possible for a lot of different people to have the same dream? Yes. Automobile Magazine's Automobile of the Year. Toyota's RAV4. Dream of the Year. For a lot of different people.
For, you know, aches and pains and fever, I take Tylenol. But for headaches, I take Excedrin. Because Excedrin relieves headaches better than Tylenol. How do I know that? Did I review the clinical research that proves it? No, not exactly. I had a headache. I tried Excedrin. It worked better. That's the only kind of research that matters to me.
Excedrin, the headache medicine.
The way some people drive these days sure makes you want to talk to an Allstate agent. He can help you figure out how much protection you really need. Being in good hands is the only place to be.
High-powered Maryland takes on UMass. South Carolina faces Cincinnati. Or out west, UCLA meets Arizona State. It's Payne Weber College basketball, Saturday on ABC.
Hey, Roger, we're going to watch the great footwork of the All-American Tim Duncan, number 21. He has great ability to set that pivot foot, and there's the crossover, the change of direction. He looks at the defensive player and he goes right over the top foot, which makes it very difficult for the defensive player to react and to recover.
7-5, Wake Forest leads it. 15:49 left to go first half. Sutherland from way outside hits!
I'll tell you one thing, they had a like looking at the 2-1-2 zone. I don't think Davey Odom will stay in the zone long against the shooting ability of Missouri.
Sutherland had 18 in the second half in the 2 overtimes against Kansas the other night, and that earned him the starting position today.
Well, the one thing is you better keep Norm Stewart's club off the free throw line. They were 30 for 34 against Kansas to win that game. 60 for 66 in their last 2 games.
30 of 32 against Kansas State the game before.
That's not bad.
They're the second best free throw shooting team in the country. Amonette from way outside, the 6'5" sophomore misses, but that's the 7th rebound. Make it as Corral goes for 3 and it won't go. But so far, Wake Forest has done the job on the boards as D.B. Ray is fouled by Corral out top.
See, that's what they need out of Ray, Roger. They need him to create transition to get some baskets before they allow Wake Forest to set up defensively. That was the philosophy of Gary Williams. Oh, what a tough year for Fran Fraschilla and St. John's. I thought they were going to turn the corner this year with new excitement and energy, but they've lost like 6 in a row.
D.B. Ray played 48 minutes against Kansas the other night.
Well, they look for him to run their offense. Norm, very strong disciplinarian offensively.
Tate kicks it out of bounds. The fans wanted a foul on Sutherland over the corner.
Corey Tate's had a lot of injuries in his career. It's the first year he's really healthy. He's had so many injuries. He started as a power forward 2 years ago.
Corral wide open from three-point land. Nice ball movement by the Demon Deacons. Duncan loses it, and Sutherland goes into the stands trying to save it.
I'll tell you one thing, the Demon Deacons have to come to play because Norm Stewart's got his club ready today here at home. Norm said to me when I asked him, I said, hey, can you be Wake here? As you look at the numbers, 4-to-1 ratio. Missouri usually out-rebounds their teams at home. He said, Dick, we could beat the dream team here, baby.
Hey, if they can get to the free throw line 34 times, they've got a great chance.
They got no shot with the dream team. That's dreaming, baby. Maybe if that dream team lined up with Mr. Twibell, Mr. Vitale, Mr. Saunders, Dale Brown, and Kim Belton.
Larry Graham. As Tate hits it from the side, Corey Tate, he's got 4. Averages just over 7 points a game as Kelly Thames putting some pressure in the backcourt.
He was the star at the end of that game to beat Kansas when his place was rocking in double OT. It was a thing of beauty. Columbia was rocking both in South Carolina and in Missouri as South Carolina the same night beat Kentucky.
Offensive foul on Tim Duncan, and that's amazing. Duncan was just his 43rd foul of the year, and Saturday at 8/7 Central on Wide World, the United States Figure Skating Championships from Nashville, and highlights of the pairs competition. That's Saturday at 8/7 Central Time on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Well, I mean, that just shows you the skill of Duncan. I mean, he's committed so few fouls this year.
He only fouled out in 1 game. He fouled out against Utah, who, by the way, got another great performance last night from Keith Van Horn. After Duncan and Van Horn, the senior class really goes down a notch, obviously, with all the players leaving early.
Traveling called on Sutherland.
They're doing a little trap up here, 2-1-2 press.
For 3, Rutland knocks it down from outside.
I'll tell you what, Rutland is playing well. And last year he had that knee injury in the ACC tournament that hurt in the Georgia Tech game. They beat Georgia Tech for their 2nd consecutive ACC title. He's trying to be the first to win 3 in a row since Dean Smith did it in 67, 68, and 69.
Grimm for 3. Hits! Derek Grimm!
I'll tell you, Grimm and Sutherland could flat out shoot the ball. You place them on opposite wings, you reverse the ball, and you got to get them shots.
He had 4 big trays against Kansas in that double overtime victory as Duncan brings it down. The pull-up won't go, and Thames with the rebound.
Grimm had 20 points in that game. He and Sutherland are 2 great free throw shooters, were the only 2 guys to miss the 4 free throws.
They made 12 out of 12 in the first overtime period against Kansas, 30 of 34 for the night.
I mean, Dale Brown, he's a guy that's been on that sideline a lot to tell you how important it is to make free throws.
Missouri looking for 3. That's a 2 by Grimm. Thames can't get it, and Duncan pulls the rebound down.
Duncan gets such great position inside. He's got those long arms.
And the foul's going to be on D.B. Ray. First foul on D.B. And this is a A bad sign for Missouri, and their 3 home losses. They've only gotten to the line an average of 13 times. When they've won the 10 games at home, they've been there an average of 27 times. So see what the difference is. Look at the opponents on the 3 losses, getting there 34 times a game.
Exactly, and he doesn't want that to happen today. He wants to get to that line again, as he's done in previous big wins.
Duncan, the baseline turnaround.
I'll tell you one thing, when he sets his mind that he wants the basketball, we had him against Maryland, and we could not believe in the second half, Brett Musburger and yours truly, how he just dominated, scored 25 in the second half.
Ball thrown away. Rutland comes up with it. Tony Rutland, Braswell, they get a lot of minutes in that backcourt. The pull-up pop from the side, off the window and in.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Braswell and Rutland are unsung kind of players, but they have a tendency to get a little streaky shooting the basketball. They went through one stretch in the ACC where they were 11 for 40, and they're not going to win consistently unless they get those guys, especially against good competition, to give them steady flow.
Rutland struggled the last couple of games as Grimm takes a shot from way outside. There was not a white shirt anywhere near the glass to try to get a rebound that time. Missouri thinking perimeter so far in this game.
The one thing Duke did so well, even though they played a smaller lineup, they shot the ball exceptionally well against Wake. You better shoot well against them to have a chance.
5th turnover, lane violation, and 11:03 left to go first half from Columbia.
You see what the field goal percentage is defensively? Look at Tim Duncan. Look at him talking to the referee. He says, hey, wait a minute. I'm Tim Duncan. I'm an All-American.
Well, you treat me this way from dawn to dusk. You take me 100,000 miles. It's just not enough. Well, I'll go the distance, baby, and I'll rise above. 'Cause I know you're always gonna hurt the ones you love.
The highly durable Tacoma 4x2. Toyota trucks always come through.
Good morning. I'd like to cash in my miles for 1 ticket to Paris, France.
I'm sorry, sir. Your miles have expired.
I've been charging on my Visa card for years to earn this trip, and now I'm going to have to pay for the ticket. It happens. Paris.
Visa says you're over your limit.
Visa. It's everywhere you want to be. Have I told you what I've been through? I need a doctor. Je suis un espion.
Espion?
Espion! But Visa, can you at least help me find a doctor? How about a lawyer?
Visa says they're everywhere, but American Express helps you with just about everything. So you can always do more.
I do not get French fashion.
There's over 173 different sports in the world. And each has its own special outfit. Running shorts with storm flaps? What's gonna get in there? I don't know! What you need is this. Discus Athletic. Athletic wear made for every sport. One brand for 173 different sports. Discus Athletic. One thing to wear. Well, maybe only 172.
Tonight, see mankind's most terrifying disasters, actual footage, and hear incredible stories of people who were there and lived to tell. I Survived a Disaster. All new ABC Tonight.
Wake Forest by 1 over Missouri, and want to remind you, coming up next Saturday on Payne Weber College basketball, arguably the hottest team in the country, South Carolina will take on Cincinnati, and Maryland against UMass. Regional coverage coming up at 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central here on ABC Sports.
I'll be down there for that UMass game, but South Carolina really hot. As you look at the field goal percentage here, they've won 12 in a row with a tremendous, terrific trio on a perimeter when you talk B.J. Mackey, Larry Davis, and Melvin Watson, who's got super speed. But I like Cincinnati. I think they're getting better and better right now.
That's L.D. Murdoch, the sophomore, who has just checked into the game. He's 6'10", and he matches up pretty well in his first meeting against the All-American.
Well, Murdoch does a great job, posted inside, kisses on the glass, showed nice touch right there. And here he is checking. He's matched up with Duncan right now.
Murdoch hit a big jump hook on the baseline in that first overtime of the game against Kansas.
Wake likes to run a lot of high-low entries, utilizing Woods and Duncan. They try to get the ball up at the top of the circle and run that high-low, so tough to defend.
Braswell on the baseline. The putback, won't go by Woods. Braswell gets it back again and knocks it down.
Jerry Braswell with that little jump shot. He had a foot injury earlier this year. There's a look at Davey Odom 3 times in the last 6 years. He's been ACC Coach of the Year.
Stephen Goolsby's checked into the game for Wake Forest as Murdoch got the ball low and he turned it over.
Goolsby hit some big threes. Against Duke. Look at it. Memphis running out to a lead. I feel so bad for what happened to Larry Finch. What's happening in our coaching profession? Dale Brown, talk about it. What's happening in our coaching profession? The coaching fraternity. It's what have you done for me today?
Goolsby for 3 and he nails it.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. Goolsby is a big guy off the bench. He can provide instant offense.
Came into this year as a 45% career three-point shooter. His numbers are down just a bit to 37% this year.
Roger, he had arthroscopic knee surgery as well in November.
What about Derek Grimm?
I'll tell you, that three-point shot gives your Uncle Mo momentum, baby. It's very important for Missouri to stay close to get this crowd back in there big time like they were against Kansas.
Goolsby for 3. Battle on the boards.
And the little guy gets it. The little guy. Trying to get some motion offensively. Watch him step high. They'll try to go high-low. Better entry from the wing as opposed to high-low entry.
And out of bounds as Sutherland was battling with Duncan on the baseline.
Here's Norm Stewart, was National Coach of the Year in 1994. Went 14 and zip in the Big 8. Was 28 and 4. I'll tell you, did a great job that year. Anytime you can go undefeated in a power conference.
And Odom, formerly coached for East Carolina, brought his team out here and played Missouri in the Show Me Classic. That's the only meeting between the two coaches.
And at that time, it was probably Cupcake City.
Yeah.
East Carolina coming out here at that time was Cupcake City. So Davey says, I come back this time. I come back with Mr. Duncan. A little different than my lineup I had. You think players affects the coaching decision a little bit?
So Dave Odom, who has done a wonderful job at Wake Forest, has a lot of poise. Players really like him. He's got another good recruiting class coming in next year. Missouri so far in this game has been shooting the 3 effectively.
There's that high low. They step him out. They try to utilize him up high. He's an excellent passer, Duncan.
Rutland leans in and knocks it down.
Rutland playing well today. Do you know he played in high school with Allen Iverson?
He didn't get to shoot it very much, did he?
Well, I tell you, they were dynamic. They won the high school state championship. Iverson was a tremendous rollout quarterback as well. He was like a jet, ultra quick around the edge.
20-second timeout as Wake Forest has a 3-point lead. And tomorrow, after an all-new Dangerous Minds Valentine's show, Mary Tyler Moore and Ed Asner are together again on television for the first time in 20 years. It's the world premiere of Payback on ABC tomorrow.
I know we talk about Tim Duncan being a star, but let me tell you something. Mary Tyler Moore and Ed Asner, it doesn't get bigger than that. They are prime-time performers. Hey, look at this. The game's not over yet. The guy's flashing signs. What's that all about? Tim Duncan from St. Croix, our buddy Jim Simpson.
Yeah.
He reminded me, Jim, the first, what I call signature voice of ESPN. He had reminded me and wrote me a note. He said, they get all the games on radio now in St. Croix, all the Wake Forest games because of Mr. Duncan.
He's been an Ironman. You saw 117 career starts, 118 games. Murdoch's got the position down in the block, the turnaround, and Duncan the rebound.
You better make it count because you're not going to get the second shot, Roger.
Sutherland almost stole it.
Sutherland, a tenacious competitor.
Rutland for 3, and it won't go.
Jason Sutherland's a tremendous high jumper.